coming soon kind of things. I looked on the website and stuff, and just thought, well, I'll just shoot you an email and just see what you guys do and what your process is, and kind of just talk about things and see how that works. Yeah, I've never owned a new home, so it'd be a new experience for me. So I don't really know how it all goes down, but yeah, just wanted to kind of explore that option, because at least a couple of the ones that we saw online that either are available now or had recently sold, just looked really nice, and we just thought I'd inquire. So
Okay. All right. So
yeah,
I'm doing a little chart here as we're talking, and I'm gonna record this, and maybe I can send this to you. That might be helpful afterwards.
okay, sure.
So on the top, I just have David's requirements, and I just split it into the land on the left and the home on the right. So you're saying Bethesda, and then you're saying walk to downtown. What's walk for you?
Oh, 20 minutes would be doable. So I guess that's what distance is that? Maybe like I don't know, half mile to a mile or something like that. Half mile, yeah, 3/4 mile, something like that.
Okay. And
I think, let me see if I could find. I think I just saw an email, because like when I put on my email, I just had gotten an email even today. Let me see if I can find this email that had something that I thought was interesting. But yeah, and so we're looking for a 4-bed home, and our budget is probably around like 1.4 to 1.6, and but what we're looking for is like kind of a 4-bedroom home, optimally with like a basement space, and in terms of lot size, it doesn't have to be huge, because we recognize like lots gonna get smaller. They get bigger as you get further out and stuff. But at least like a little patio deck, backyard space, but it does not have to be big at all. We're more interested in kind of the convenience factor. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. We have 2 kids, one in elementary school, one in preschool. But they'll both be in elementary school soon. And that's just kind of where we're at the moment.
do you care which school?
No, I don't know enough. I'm going to come meet with a realtor just to kind of go around, but it seems like they all generally have good reputation. So, I don't know the difference between elementary schools in Montgomery County.
So where are you coming from?
San Francisco.
Heard of that.
I got an email from Paramount that noted this just today. It was this home in East Bethesda. So we were looking in the East Bethesda neighborhood, Somerset, down near and some other neighborhoods. But this one, I guess, looks like it says 12-minute walk to Bethesda Metro, starting at 165 in the East Bethesda neighborhood. So for example, that grabbed my attention. It's like a basement with a couple rooms, maybe even a 5th bedroom downstairs, but it's got the 4 beds on the 2nd floor, and then family living, kitchen, dining on the 1st floor. And so I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking for. That kind of opportunity. So
okay, and you want to be living in a house when, do you think?
Oh, we're moving just for practical purposes, probably around June, but if something was going to take until August or what have you to move in, that's fine. We're not on a tight deadline. We'll rent if need be for a while, so we're not overly restrictive, I think, on a time frame.
That helps a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been here before, it sounds like?
I've been to DC many a time, for work and for personal, and we've got some family in the area, and so done a little bit of reconnaissance and started talking with friends and family in the area, and then have been out and even kind of looked a little bit at neighborhoods northwest DC and then into Bethesda, and so that's just kind of why we're thinking that. My wife's going to be working at the NIH, and I'm looking for. I've got a couple opportunities both at NIH and then at MedStar, Washington Hospital Center, and so. That's why we're looking on that side of the river, because that's where we'll probably both be working. And then for us, we were just debating between Northwest DC and then Bethesda, but just given what our understanding is, given the school district in Montgomery County being, pretty solid across the board, we thought like for quality of life and the kids and stuff, that seems like a good place to end up, but we're not interested in getting kind of further out into suburbia. I mean, we enjoy our urban setting now, and we're willing to make some compromises, but we don't want to like completely be drivable to have to drive to everything. Is kind of just what we're trying to find if possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of high level, the schools clusters in Bethesda and Chevy Chase are Walt Whitman.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of that one. That's the high school, right? And there's BCC, or those kind of the...
Yeah, so really it's Walt Whitman, it's BCC, and it's Walter Johnson, and that's that is the universe. That's it.
Yeah.
So those are they're all excellent schools. The ratings change, every couple of months, depending on test scores and other criteria. But they're all good. So at a high level, can't go wrong on the schools in those three clusters. At the 1-4 to 1-6 new, DC, you're not too interested in DC, but DC would be, if new in DC at 1-4 to 1-6, I think that would be very challenging. So it's a good thing you're not looking in DC.
That's what I figured. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be like, I think we would probably, we can lean toward the upper end of that spectrum when it's new, because with the assumption that there's not going to be anything for us to do, especially if we've spoken with you in advance and we've picked out things or whatever that we like. Whereas like thinking maybe 1-3, 1-4 would be reasonable if we were going to have to come in and update a bath, update a kitchen, whatever. That was like what we're thinking. So
right. Yeah. So let me kind of talk about the 1-6 then.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal, how it would work. The price is going to be a function of the land cost and then the home cost. Pretty straightforward.
Sure.
The home cost is going to be a function...
Because you typically buy, homes like, older, smaller homes, tear down and build new on that, right? Is that I mean, that's the process for you, or...
So, the market here, inside the Beltway, in the best school districts, in Arlington, McLean, Falls Church, Bethesda, and Chevy Chase, is 99% tear down lots.
Okay.
Right? So, that's kind of all it is. These are old houses that are very competitive, hard to find, and that's what it is. Yeah, we're buying these and we're tearing them down.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And that's because the value is the land. So the price is going to be a function of the land and then the home. The home price will be a function of the size of the home and the finishes. So just a couple of things kind of at a high level. One, if your budget is, the 1-6, that tells me many things. One, it tells me that the only way that you're going to do that is if you take the title to the land before I do. So you need to own the land before I do.
Okay.
So that means that once I own the land, I cannot do that for that price. I can't build a new home for 1-6 where you're looking. I'll be more like 2 million, 2.2, 2.5, just because of the cost of the land is so high. Not as high as San Francisco, I'm sure, but it's high. So the economics, for example, the one that was sent out to you this morning, I think that land price is something like 950.
Okay.
So if I go to settlement, and I've been talking to the seller on that one, we don't own that yet. I've been talking to the seller for probably 3 or 4 years on that now.
I see. I see.
It's a beautiful flat lot. It's a very good sized lot for downtown Bethesda. It's across from a park, and you can walk to the action in minutes. So, if I buy the land at 950, I need to get a return on my investment. So I can't buy it, go to settlement, take all that risk, lay out $950,000, pay another $30,000 in transfer and recordation, points to my lender, title insurance, legal fees, and then sell it back to you at 950 plus 30 is 980. I have to sell it to you at 980 plus a large markup.
Sure.
Plus, if I buy it and settle on it, not only will I pay $30,000 in the settlement cost, you'll pay that all again. So by the time all is said and done on a property like that one, I'd probably be at a 2.2, 2.4, 2.5 number on that particular lot, just because it's worth it, and I'd have to. So the way to do that, in that case, the way to do that is I would assign the land contract to you. I would assign it to you before I settle on it.
Okay.
So then you would buy it at my wholesale number. Now, if you bring in a realtor, you're going to have to add 2.5% to anything that we do.
Yeah.
So, but we'll put that aside just for a second. So, I would assign. Is this a relocation package?
Yes, potentially. Yeah.
Are you
negotiating? Yeah.
Are you embedded? Are you going to be? They're going to embed you with a real estate company?
No.
Good. Okay. Now, has your wife definitely taken the position?
Yeah, she's already taken. It's really a transfer for her, so she's already accepted, and then so I'm just negotiating.
Okay.
My options. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So let me skip around just for a second. So there are two sources of property, and I'm making a little video for you here, so you can share this with your wife if you want. So two sources of property. One is the public list of property that you'll see on Redfin, Zillow, the multiple listing service.
Right. Yeah.
And then the second source is my private list. So the public list is already listed with a realtor, and those properties will be embedded with commissions. So they'll have commissions embedded in the price. So typically the commissions are going to be 5 or 6%. And so if there's a property on the market and it's $1 million, and there'd be and let's just say there's a 6% commission, then 3% of that, or $30,000, would go to the listing agent. $30,000 would go to the buyer's agent, and whoever buys the property at $1 million would really be the one that's going to pay those commissions of 60. My private list, which by the way is multiple times larger than the public list, because all I do 8 days a week is buy this stuff, and some of these take me years.
Yeah.
So my private list is, call it a wholesale list, and it's not embedded with commissions, and it's significantly less competitive. So the pricing is just more favorable, and these are premium properties. So no commissions on that. So the way we would do this is you would sign 2 agreements with us and pay a one-time $500 fee. So the 2 agreements one is a buyer-broker agreement, and the second agreement is a confidentiality agreement, and then the $500 fee. So the buyer-broker agreement, we would become your agent. And by becoming your agent, we can now look at the properties that are publicly on the market. And so if I go back to this example of the $1 million property with the $60,000 commission embedded in there, what we would do, right, at least we're doing this right now, we're going to discontinue this in the next few weeks, but right now we're doing this. We will credit back the $30,000 in this example, buyer broker or buyer's commission, buyer's agent commission. So in that example, instead of paying $1 million, you pay $1 million less 30. So I'm just going to pop over here to the multiple listing service while you and I are on the phone, and I'm just going to plug in a little search, checking the public market to see what is publicly on the market that would be in your target area. And let me see. So I'm just logging in here, and I'm just going to put in Bethesda. And as I put in Bethesda, I'm going to put in, for the price filter, 0 to, say, 900,000. Actually, I'm going to say 0 to 1 million. And we get a whopping 27 things. Now, let's see of those 27 things, which ones are probably a mile to downtown Bethesda. Not many. So if I do a little, map here, and I'm going to exclude Kensington because Kensington's not really where the action is. And I just do a little polygon of what you get. That filters it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties. So of those 6 properties, one's on Bradley Boulevard that's a main street. You don't want that. One is actually pretty good that just came up today. It's on 4617 North Chelsea. That'll be gone quickly. One's on 4415 West Virginia Avenue. That's been on the market 2 days. Have you seen these?
No, that one doesn't ring a bell. I'm just looking here.
One's at 8307 Woodhaven Boulevard. That's in a good area. It's a little farther away. One's
I see now. I'm looking like the Chelsea one, but okay. Yeah.
One's at 7304 Millwood. That's a very good area. Price a little high. One is 5829 Midhill. Again, another very good area. Priced a little high. Probably get you a 30-minute walk, those last two. So of those, the Chelsea and West Virginia are really close. Both small lots, both in the kind of the $800,000 price range.
I see that.
I actually have much better lots than those in that same area. But just kind of going through the exercise. So we look at the West Virginia one. And I know that's a corner lot, so it's probably a 6,000-foot corner lot. I'm clicking on it, and what that would mean, if it's a corner lot, it's going to be a very small house because there's 2 front yard setbacks on that one.
Yeah, double setback. Yeah, sure.
So now I go back to the other one. Let's just take a look at that Chelsea. It's probably a little farther away from downtown, but still good. Yeah. And that is definitely farther away. I mean, for your wife, it would be great because it's near NIH. It is probably a 50, so definitely another smaller lot, but this one's wide and shallow, and it's not a corner, so we could definitely do a nice house on that lot, but just kind of walking you through how this works. So this is priced at $795. And I scroll down here, and included in the $795 is a 2.75% on each side. So 5.5% commission. So I come back up here, 800,000 at 500, 5.5%. What did I say? Yeah, 5.5%. 5.5 is $44,000 commission. So what that means is half of the commission, $22,000. You would sign a buyer broker agreement. We would become your agent, and instead of paying $800 on that one, this is before any negotiation. You would, if we could even negotiate that one, because that'll be gone soon. 800 less 22,000 is 778. So right off the bat, you'd be at 778, which is high, but it's reasonable. We've built a number of homes right around that one. So that, now let's just take another, let's just go to this one that's farther away, but bigger lot, all good schools. So that the Chelsea and West Virginia Avenue are BCC. The Millwood and Mid-Hill are Whitman, and these are much bigger lots. So we look at these, Millwood, that's a very good area. And again, you're going to be about a 30-minute walk to downtown Bethesda. Very, very good area. Price is not bad. I actually have a better property than this one. It's a little closer. That's only $900,000. This is $1 million. And this one is 11,000 foot lot. So very good area, a wide lot, nice lot, overpriced. But just to give you an idea, this one has a commission embedded in here of 3%. So if we bought this, you'd pay, instead of $1 million, you'd pay $970, but I wouldn't pay more than $900. I wouldn't offer more than $900 for that one. Now let's look at the other one. That's Millwood. Let's go to this other one in the same area. Coming to the other one on Mid-Hill.
I see that.
So Mid-Hill, again, very good area. Now, is this a corner lot? Yeah, so this is a corner lot. It's not going to be as good. It's a little bigger lot, 12,500. Actually, oh geez, I saw this lot about a year ago. I've been in the house. The other lot's better, actually. The other lot's better. This has a slight slope in the back, but I've got a number of lots in this area. But just kind of going through the exercise. So this one is, the commission is 2.5%. So same type of deal. Instead of paying $1 million, you'd pay $1 million less 25,000. So what is that? $975. But again, I wouldn't pay $975 for that. But that gives you an idea of how the public properties would work. You'd sign a buyer or broker agreement. We would become your agent, and we will. Right now, we're crediting back the buyer's side commission.
Okay.
Now, in the public, on the private stuff, again, my list is going to be better, and it's not going to be, it's not put. These aren't put out to the market where they get pushed up.
Yeah, right.
Now, the $500 fee. So here's what we do for the $500 fee. We do the same 3 things for you that we do for us before we buy anything and before we put any money at risk. We're doing a feasibility study to make sure we can build on the lot. We lay out and price a custom home for you on the lot. And then we do a comparative market analysis, which is just analyzing past sales so we understand what we should pay, whether higher or lower, or what's a fair number to pay. So the feasibility study, we're looking at things like floodplains, burial grounds, setbacks, the lot coverage ratios, resource protection areas, easements from the utility companies. So we want to make sure there's no surprises before you put any money at risk.
Yeah.
And then on the design, we're actually laying out a custom plan for you on the house. So we've never designed or built the same home twice, and everything we do is designed to fit on the lot. And if you're involved in the beginning, we will create a custom plan for you. It'll be a basement plan, first floor plan, second floor plan, a third floor plan, front elevation, and then we'll calculate the exact price. The price will include all the site cost. It'll include all the cost to build. It'll include all the utility connections, all the permits. So we do this very quickly before you put any money at risk. So those are the two agreements: buyer broker agreement, confidentiality agreement, one-time $500 fee. Now that one-time $500 fee is for analyzing an unlimited number of properties. So if we look at 50 properties, we will charge just the one-time $500 fee. If you had a realtor and you're not signing up with us, our fee is $1,500 per property to do the same thing.
Okay.
So we really just don't have the bandwidth to deal with other clients besides ours, because these take a lot of time and expertise. When a hot property comes up, we're jumping on it, we're analyzing it quickly, and our clients that are involved in the land with us get highest priority.
Okay. What is the typical time frame? I guess just to give me a sense of if we decide to and we start looking, like even if we find something that we said, okay, that's the house we want to move on to acquire the land. What does the process typically take? Obviously, I know it varies, I'm sure, depending on all kinds of factors, but
the time frame is, our model is, if I show you a property today and we put it under contract for you today, you'd settle you'd settle on the property in 2 or 3 months, and then permitting's about 3 or 4 months, and then construction's probably 7 to 9 months.
Okay.
So, part of this, we would get you a rental if you need help. But now, if you said you just want to come here and move into a house, I've got nothing, and you're going to come in June, you said?
Yeah.
Is your wife working here now?
She starts in April, but I'm not coming in until June because we're letting the kids finish school.
I mean, here's what I have. I've got nothing that'll finish then, and it's going to be a premium. What I have now is my sales model that would be at $1.824 million, and then I have another smaller version of my sales model that's finished that would be $1.58 million in the Wingate area. Those are finished. If you didn't want to go through the whole, building and you wanted to move right in, other than that, the best way to do it is just build it from scratch.
Okay. All right. Well, that's helpful to understand that process and the timing and what it all entails. I mean, I wasn't sure if you guys already had a property and then we're just waiting for someone to come pick the house and put it on, or were you building I just wasn't sure your model, right? You just build and then go look for buyers after you've built it, or what? So
we do that, right? We do that. So, for example, I have another property, but the problem is once I own it,
you don't have any now. Yeah.
No. I have many now, but the issue is the 1.6, right?
Okay.
That's the issue. So, for example, I've got something 4 blocks to the Bethesda Metro in the town of Chevy Chase. It's a 9,000 foot lot. It's I wouldn't do anything under $2.5 million. Probably more like, actually, on that lot, $3 million on that lot. I've got another one 5 blocks to the Friendship Heights Metro. I'm going to be in the same range again. I paid $9.25 for that lot 2 years ago. I priced a lot for $1.2 million. That's the problem. So the exercise is pretty straightforward. If it's $1.6 million, then with us, that's the only way you're going to do it in those areas that you're targeting.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it gives us time to think about it. This is why I'm going to come out and we're just going to take a look at neighborhoods and spend some time and figure out what's worth it and where we actually want to target. So I think that's for me to work on too, then and see. But that helps to know. That's what you're looking at. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I appreciate this. I'll share this with my wife, and get her. We'll have to discuss and get her thoughts on on the process. There's just a lot of the idea of moving. I mean, our home now is a 1925 house, and I mean, it's tempting to just think about having a new home where we've both maybe had a little bit of contribution, but also just that we got everything is done and working, and we don't have to worry about quite as high of an ongoing maintenance issues, because for us something comes up all the time, and so it would just be nice to minimize that. So, but it'll just be a matter of kind of finding the sweet spot. Then, right? Maybe we have to give up the location and or what have you, or find a way to come up with some more money for it. So,
well, I think you're in the right. I think you're going to be okay. What?
Yeah.
Have you talked to a lender?
Yes. Yeah. Spoke with someone at SunTrust to get pre-approved, and just waiting on our home sale here. We've got a couple of off-market offers where we're weighing our options for. And we've got a couple of people who've expressed interest, and then my wife has her job, that's done, and then me, I'm just negotiating. So it's just a matter of me getting an actual offer letter, so I can share that with him and actually be ready to move on a house. Yeah.
Are you downtown San Francisco?
We're actually in Oakland at the moment, but yeah.
That's north of San Francisco?
Just across the bay, yeah.
Right.
It's just east of it, San Francisco,
yeah. We were there just for a day or two, going en route to Hawaii over Christmas or something.
Yes.
What? So the SunTrust won't work if it's going to be a brand new home from scratch. How much cash can you put down on? Let me back up. What do you think San Francisco is worth?
So I mean, it looks like our value. It's looking around 1.7, give or take, maybe 1.8, and we expect to have maybe $1 million down that we could do. I'd like to not have to put that much down.
All right, so Oakland's worth $1.8 million. What's the mortgage balance?
700.
Other than the equity, that's a ton of equity. Other than the equity in Oakland, how much cash can you put down on something?
I didn't want to have to go into other cash, but I do have. Yeah, I mean, I do have plenty of other. I mean, I've got at least another few $100,000 I could go to. I just didn't want to have to go there.
All right, so
I'm just hoping to just take the equity from my current and turn it around for the next. Is what I was hoping for. Yeah.
What's gross income last 2 years on tax returns?
Gross is 425.
All right, so here's kind of the deal. You won't have any problem at all. You say you're going to put your house on the market when, if you don't do this private thing?
We're shooting for March, April. Yeah. We're just giving these off-market an opportunity, people who express interest, as a chance to offer us and see if we can do it without throwing a bunch of money, the 5% fee back to the realtor. But if we can.
I'm with you on that. How good is the market over there?
How good?
How hot?
I mean, it's pretty hot. I mean, I'd say, the dollars per square foot in our neighborhood is going from 7 to 850, 7 to 900.
But things are moving quickly?
Yeah, I mean, things only are on the market usually 10 days, and then there's usually there's multiple offers, and average closing time is 21 days. So it's
all right. So you're going to have no problem. So here's kind of the deal. Here's how to do this. SunTrust does acquisition loans. So what you need, if you're going to build, so again, if you're going to get a house that's already built, you're kind of paying a premium. And obviously a lot of people want to do that, but for the reasons I said, where the builder's going to mark it up. So if you want to kind of put your own stamp on it and do something that we do up front, customize it, and we'll create whatever you want, then you need a construction perm loan. So a construction perm loan is 3 loans in one. It's the short-term loan to acquire the land. It's the short-term loan to fund the construction. And then it's the long-term loan that converts those 2 short-term loans into the end loan.
Okay.
And it's the advantage is one, it's a one-time closing. So in one loan, you're getting those 3 mechanisms. And you're able to lock in that long-term loan at today's rate. So if today's rate's 4.5% or whatever it is, you're locking that loan in for a year and a half from today if rates go up. So SunTrust only does acquisition loans, meaning the house has to be built because the collateral is already there.
Okay.
What you're doing is you're buying an old property and you're tearing it down. We're tearing it down. We're getting rid of the old house. For a period of time, there's no collateral.
I see.
Now,
yeah, sure.
there's
okay, I didn't think about that. Yeah, okay.
There's another kind of a big tax advantage to do it where if I assign the land contract to you, you'll need a tax advisor for this, but you can get some tax credits by donating the old house. There are charitable organizations that you would retain, and they will reuse, or they'll donate the old appliances, the old windows, and you'll get a tax credit for that. They're also retraining unemployed workers. You'll need a tax advisor, but we've had people, take 50, 80, 100 grand of tax credits. Where if I own the property, you're not going to be able to do that.
Okay.
So a construction perm lender is the lender you need. Based on what you've just told me about Oakland and your income, you have zero problem doing it. So you probably want to have a 10-minute call with a construction perm lender. If you like, I can send you one that, based on what you told me, would probably be the best one to talk to.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So let me send you that. That would be an eye-opener. And I'll send you the agreements, because we're going to do away with that credit of the commissions. But I'll send it to you, and I'll extend it for, I don't know, a couple weeks. When are you going to be in town?
February. I'm going to come out for kind of an interview negotiation here in February. I got to set it up still, but yeah, sometime this month.
You know which week?
No, that's what I'm working on. Trying to get that figured out right now.
Okay, well, just give me a week or 2 notice, and then we can meet our salesman, and I'll show you how to do this.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, I'll be in touch. I'll share this with my wife. That sounds great.
I recorded this. Hopefully, it recorded. I'll send you a video of it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, bro.
Okay, David. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.